This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, very good morning, all.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Devops with Azure training. Okay, just give me 2 minutes. We'll start off the training. So yeah, okay. Exactly 8:10 we'll start. It's like 8:07 now, so we'll just start at 8:10. Let's see if a couple of more folk joins. If not, we'll start it.
It's Ravindra.
Okay, yeah, let's proceed. Okay, it's 8:10. Let's proceed. So fine. Let me put this in screen share. Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to the DevOps with Azure training. Okay, so we'll be learning today a very a basic of DevOps first. Okay, then we'll understand the Azure part. Okay, so we'll be chiming in DevOps first, like what is DevOps, where DevOps is used. Okay, why industry is running behind DevOps. Okay, what impact DevOps is making today in the world, that people are running all their companies. Okay, all the companies is maintaining this DevOps engineers. They're maintaining their data, or they're building their product with this DevOps, right? So what's the use of this DevOps in this real world, and why people are trying to learn this technology today? Okay, so let's move on. So okay, very first, okay, what is DevOps? Okay, what is DevOps? Okay, what is DevOps? Let's understand what is DevOps, then we'll go why this DevOps came into market. Okay, what was there previously in the market? Okay, what was there previously in the market? Okay, and why this DevOps came into market today. So very first, DevOps. Okay, the two keywords. Okay, two keywords. The who is the dev, who is the ops. So the DevOps keyword formed because the first person is a dev, is a developer, and second person is a operation. Okay, so developer is nothing but a Java developer. He can be a .NET developer. Okay, he can be any other developer. Okay, so here we have operations, can be a Linux admin, network admin. Okay, your DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, right? All these folks who does the operation works. Okay, that means who manages the infrastructure. These are the folks who are writing the code, different languages code, right? Front end developer, back end developer, right? Oracle developers, all this forms under this development. Okay, and this operation forms under the operation teams, who is managing the infrastructure, who have a skill set of DevOps, who has a skill set of your cloud technologies. Okay, all these folks will form here. So this two key, okay, these two keywords, they formed a word called DevOps. Okay, they formed a word called DevOps, and that is now a technology which is using in the market. But what is DevOps? Is it DevOps a tool? No. So very first, DevOps is a practice. They say DevOps is a practice of operations and development. Okay, DevOps is a practice. It's a culture. It's a philosophy. Okay, it's a method of operation and development engineers participate together in entire life cycle. That means for building a product, what do you want? Okay, for building a, let's suppose if you want to build a product, okay, in a company you want to build a product. So what all you want? Right from your requirement gathering phase, right from your requirement gathering, designing it, building the code. Okay, building the code, then testing that code. Okay, deploying that code. Okay, then monitoring that code. So all this is nothing but your life cycle. Okay, right from your collaborating the team, automating it, monitoring it, getting the feedback, everything is a life cycle. Okay, from the design through the development of process to the production. Okay, until it goes live, that all is a DevOps process. That all is a DevOps process. Okay, that all forms a DevOps process. So this is the basic definition of DevOps. If someone asks you what is DevOps, don't say it's a tools. Yes, I agree. There are some tools behind this process. There are some tools behind this process, but DevOps is, okay, DevOps is not tools. Okay, I agree. DevOps is a technology. It uses the tools behind that. But actual reason why people brought this DevOps, because to bring a practice, to bring a practice. Okay, so this is a simple definition of DevOps. Okay, we'll come back why DevOps came into market. I'll come back in just 2 minutes. Okay, but now let's understand the definition of DevOps. Okay, who is DevOps engineer? We'll go to DevOps engineer. Who is DevOps engineer? His roles and responsibilities. Then we'll jump why this DevOps came into market. Because if some technology is coming in the market, that means some drawback is there in the previous process. In the previous process or previous technology, there were some drawbacks. Okay, we'll learn about why DevOps came into market. Okay, so DevOps engineer. Who is a DevOps engineer? Okay, who is a DevOps engineer? Who is a DevOps engineer? So DevOps engineer is a IT professional. Remember, guys, no more operational guy is now. Okay, no more operational guy is a support guy now. Every operation, whoever is joining DevOps from any of the sources. Okay, even someone is joining from some other sources, like someone is coming from MBA background, someone is coming from uh, your civil background, electrical background. A lot of people are learning this. Why? Even if they are not part of software background, why they are learning this one? Because they are giving that importance to DevOps engineers is they are saying that they are the IT professional, no more support guys. There's not support guys who is working 24 by 7 in a organization like night shift, Australia shift, day shift, morning shift, right? So it is just a normal day shift, like how a developers goes to office from morning 10 or till evening 7 something. It is same a day job. Now he's a IT professional who works with software developers. Okay, developers are working with him, but doesn't mean he's writing code. DevOps engineer is not writing any code. Okay, he's working with system operations, other production IT stuff. Okay, to administer the code releases. That means whatever the code a developer is building, out of that code, all that build activities, that pipelines, the deployments, launching a website is everything done by a DevOps engineer. So today he's called a IT professional. He's called a IT. First, understand who is a DevOps engineer and what else you require. Simply, right? DevOps should have a hard and a soft skill to communicate and collaborate with development, testing, and operation teams. Okay, so simply you don't require any professional communication skills. It's like basic communication skills. If you are able to convey what the message you want to convey to the front person, that is more than enough. Okay, that is more than enough. And a DevOps engineer who will work with development team staff to tackle the code scripting and needed to connect with elements of code like library and software development. So whatever the softwares we require for building a product, okay, whatever softwares you require building a product, okay, and for the development team, it might be from QA team, it might be from other team. We are responsible for that, installing that software, configuring the software, and making them understand how this software works. Okay, only we need to make sure that all the infrastructure is in hand. We are the administrators. Okay, we are the main admins of all the infrastructure. We're the main admins of all the open source tools. Okay, for the DevOps tools. So we should have a strong knowledge in this tool so that any person requires any tool, okay, we should be able to provide him. It's not only just installing, giving him. It's like we are the main admins of that tools means we have the complete control on the tools. Okay, anyone who requires any permission, they should first refer us. Okay, they should first refer us and ask us this is what they require, and also we will have a good troubleshooting knowledge here. We should have a good troubleshooting knowledge. Roles and responsibilities and skills of a DevOps engineer. Roles and responsibility and skills of a DevOps engineer. So DevOps engineers are full time now, no more contract jobs. Okay, no more contract jobs. Even if they take you as a contract jobs, next 3 to 6 months they will make a full time. Okay, if a company policy has like hiring an employee itself a contract, then we can't help, that is different. But anywhere a DevOps engineers work full time, DevOps engineer work full time, that means no more contract jobs. Okay, no more contract jobs, you'll be having every time replace full time job. Why? Because now the industry is demanding DevOps engineer. You know where all DevOps engineer works, in which all industries they work. They work in not only software industry, they work also in the uh, chemical industries, they work in your automobile industries, they work in your insurance industries, they work in your financial institutes. Okay, all this industry DevOps engineers required, at least one DevOps engineer is required. And at least one doesn't work, minimum you should have 3 to 4 DevOps engineers, because managing infrastructure is very high. Okay, managing infrastructure is very high. Okay, so they are responsible for production and ongoing maintenance of the application platform. Okay, DevOps engineers should have a strong skills of CI/CD tools. Okay, all the DevOps tools knowledge should have. Okay, DevOps engineers should have a cloud computing, like any one of the skill like Azure, AWS, GCP, any one of the cloud. Okay, and able to perform the system troubleshooting, problem solving. Okay, so a DevOps engineer's roles and responsibilities. Okay, so you should have some skills of DevOps tools. Okay, some little bit of troubleshooting skills. Okay, some communication skills, and you should have a proper collaboration with the teams. Okay, proper making a relationship between a developer teams and this teams, because we need to understand their work. We don't need to write a code, but at least understand what he's building, what application is building. Okay, what application he is building. So these are the basic roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineers. And what does a DevOps engineers do? Okay, can we deploy the latest version? Okay, can we upgrade the database version? Okay, see, even the database engineer is depending on the DevOps engineer for the upgrade process. Okay, so all the server fixes, okay, all the security patches, all these things, right, installation of all these are just the basic tickets. But high level, we are installing each and every tool of the DevOps, working on the DevOps, providing a flexibility to build a product, providing a flexibility to build a product. Okay, build a product. Now what was there, let's come back. What is, we said DevOps, right? Because before this DevOps, what was there in the market? What was there in the market? Okay, what was there in the market? What was there in the market? So let's jump into some diagrammatic way and understand what was there in the market previously. Okay, and why this DevOps came into picture, why this DevOps came into picture, and what was there in the market. Okay, if any questions guys, please ask me any doubt. I'm here to take your doubts. Okay, so what was there in the market previously? Okay, there was something called build and release. Build and release. Okay, build and release. Previously it was a build and release. Okay, build and release. Okay, a engineer was also called as build and release engineer. Engineer was called as a build and release engineer. Previously an engineer was called build and release engineer. Now they are calling it as a DevOps engineer. Okay, let's see how this build and release engineer, he became a DevOps engineer, and now the technology of build and release became your DevOps. Okay, how it became DevOps. Okay, how it became DevOps. Okay, so for any product to build, okay, if you want to build any product, if you want to build any product, okay, let's suppose if you want to build any product, let's take an example of a e-commerce website product. Okay, if you want to build a e-commerce, okay, you want to build e-commerce. Okay, I'll come back to different industry as well where DevOps is used, why automobile industry is also using, why pharmacy is also using. We'll come back today. Okay, we'll understand where all things where real time we are touching this. Okay, where all real time it is touching. Okay, let's see that. Okay, where on real time it is touching. So if you want to build a, you want to build a e-commerce website. Okay, if you want to build a e-commerce website, so what all things you require for building a e-commerce website? Simple terms, what are you require for building a e-commerce website? Okay, so very first thing, okay, very first thing what I require. Okay, so requirement gathering phase. Requirement gathering, that means what is this requirement gathering? Okay, what do you mean by requirement gathering? So requirement gathering means, okay, very first requirement gathering is required. So what do you mean by this requirement gathering? Okay, what do you mean by this requirement gathering? So requirement gathering means for launching this website, what should be the design? Okay, how much infrastructure is required? Okay, so how many front end developers, how about back end developers? What should be the features? Okay, all these things, like what should be the load? Okay, everything should be decided. So here different. Okay, here there will be three types of teams. Okay, remember anywhere you go a company, first you should understand what is the, what are the people you require to work in this industry. Okay, what are the folks required to work in this industry? So very first you need to understand what are the teams you're going to interact, what all teams you're going to interact, that in understanding you should have. Okay, what are the teams you're going to interact, that understanding you should have properly. So very first, okay, any company you go, you'll have something called a business team, or you say product team. Okay, very first is a business team or a product team. This is the first team which a company requires, because we are not the person who is going to speak with the client, right? If someone is bringing a requirement to a company, we are not going to speak. It's a product team, they require some a good people from MBA marketing, right? They require marketing people who can get the requirements. Okay, that means understand what is the requirement, signing the documents, signing the contracts, everything, right? So require good marketing people, so that people will working here. Okay, product team, they are called product teams. Okay, and then we require a development team. Okay, then we require a development team. Okay, development team. And okay, then we require okay, quality analyst. Okay, QA team. Okay, Then finally here comes your operations team. Okay, operations team. Any company you go, this is the teams, operational team. Okay, so these are the team. So which who all forms under what team? Who all forms under what team? Who all forms under what team? Any where you go, who all forms under what team? Okay. So these are the four teams which you require mandatory. These are the four teams which you require mandatory. Minimum you require these teams. Okay, without these teams, you can't run a company product. You can't run a company product. Okay, you can't run a companies. You can't build a product. You can't build up. You can run a project. Okay, this is a basic requirement. Teams you require in a company. So what are business team? We understood MBA marketing guys. Who are developers? Developers can be anyone, right? Any development. Okay, development team. So any development team is nothing but your who have a skill of Java, who have a skill of .NET, who has skill of web development, right? Development. Okay, all these people will form under this, etc. And what is this QA team? Quality analyst team. Okay, very important because quality of the product is very important in today's world. If there is no quality, will you buy a product? No. So QA team. Okay, so this is your testing team. Okay, so testing or your testing automation team is required here. Okay, and finally comes your DevOps. Finally comes your DevOps team. Okay, finally comes your DevOps team. Okay, DevOps team comes under here. Okay, your DevOps comes under here. Okay, so these are the four teams you need to understand when you go to a company. You should have this knowledge that which all teams are going to different teams and work. It's not just you go to your company and you work only with DevOps. No, you should understand the complete product. You should understand that what is your company building. Okay, what is your company building, what is the product of the company. Okay, that is also important. That is also important. So you should understand that when I join my company, what is my company selling. Okay, what is my company, right? What is my company selling? What is the company? Okay, and what is my company selling and what is the product it is selling. Okay, company product is this very important for you. So any company you go, you need to understand that what is my company selling and what kind of a work I'm going to do, on what application I'm going to work. At least that knowledge you should have it. Okay, that knowledge you should have it because industry is demanding now. Because all these teams will work together and build this company product. What are the company require a product, that product is going to be built. So now how to build this product, let's see how to build this product. Okay, and what are our roles, what are major roles, and what we are going to work on, which all tools we are going to work on. Okay, which all tools we are going, even I will list you here that in this requirement gathering and then whatever the phases we are going to come, which all tools are going to fit there, which all tools are going to fit there which are going to tools to fit there. So let's go. So very previously there was something called build and release. Okay, build and release. What is the meaning of build and release? That means a developer was building the code. Okay, let's take an example of e-commerce. Developer was building the code and he was releasing in the market. He was releasing in the market. So what will happen in this situation? Let's take an example of your let's take an example of any small product. Let's take an example of, I'll say, your router. Okay, you use your Airtel router, Geo router, all these routers you're using, right? So let's take an example. If a company is building, 100 routers. Okay, it's a company. Let's suppose initially they started a company and they started building. Okay, they started building these routers. Okay, they started building these routers. Okay, your Wi-Fi routers, whatever Wi-Fi routers are there. Okay, so this Wi-Fi router they started building. Okay, and what they assume is, okay, if just imagine, okay, they're building these routers. Okay, building routers. Okay, and simply they're giving it to a customer. Okay, they're giving this to the customer. So they're building it, they're releasing it. Okay, so what will happen? So initially what people were doing is, okay, what people were doing is they're building it. Okay, they are testing that. Okay, they are testing some samples. Okay, testing some samples. testing some samples, and they are releasing. Okay, they are releasing it in the market. So what will happen in this situation? What will happen in this situation? Just imagine what will happen in this situation. So previously, let's take an example of a product, people are building a routers, wi-fi router. Okay, they are building that product, they're testing some samples of that product, and they're releasing it. Let's suppose they are building some 100 routers, and they're taking a sample of 10, and they're testing that same 10 routers, and they're saying that it is working fine, that release in the market. So what will happen here in this situation? What will happen? Let's take an example of build and release only here. So what will happen here? In this situation, what will happen? We don't know, right? If 90 routers which you didn't test, it might fail, because when you take the router, you keep it in your plug board. Okay, in the plug board, the router might on, might not on, or some of the buttons or lights in the routers might come, might not come. When you attach the internet, that connection or integration from the internet can supply or not. Okay, we don't know. All that things are what plan of your testing. Each and every product has to be tested. It's not that, right? So it's not that. Take a simple product of your tube light only, right? What are the tube light you're putting for the light? Okay, to getting that light. So what will happen for the tube light? If you just test 10 tube lights out of the complete manufacturing, what will happen? Will that, how that tube light will behave, you don't know, because at every house, at every location, okay, every place of the location, the phase, the electricity phase, the power of the phase would be different. Somewhere there'll be a high voltage, less voltage, somewhere the phase will be very high, somewhere the phase is different of the electricity. How much supply is coming, we don't know. So we need to adjust that according to that. Okay, we need to adjust that according to that. Means a proper testing is required, proper building is required, proper requirement gathering is required. Okay, in Indian market, when you sell a product, how it will work? Okay, people might be using different plug sockets. Okay, and whatever the router wi-fi you're bringing, if you just give them a plug of a normal socket, what if they have built a standard or luxury socket, they have kept it? So will that socket fit into that? Will that power supply handle the routers? Okay, will the router will start? What if people are connecting? Okay, people are connecting 10 different mobile devices and some computers to that router. So what will it handle the load? Will it become heat? Okay, or will that create some problem to the customer? All this has to be verified, but previously it was not there. People were building the product, testing some samples, leaving the market. Now who was coming back? Customer was coming back. So now the issues were raised by the customers was coming. Now this customer who was there, who is buying, the end user who buy this product, right? So this customer was coming with all the problems. Okay, all the problems these customers were raising. Okay, this customer was raising all the problems, and he was telling that these are the problems I'm facing. It's not only one industry, guys, every industry. Previously, take an example of your cars. Previously, take an example of your cars. Okay, have you seen today's car have a dashboard? Okay, good dashboard where your entertainment system is there. In some cars they're giving that internet connections, some cars they're giving GPS, some cars they're giving 360-degree cameras. Even a car can be tracked wherever the car is going, everything can be tracked. Okay, how this is possible? Because industry is moving to a standard. People are expecting a quality, different features, everything, right? So simply, previously, have you seen a car doing a test crash? Have you seen a car doing a test crash? Now they are doing a test crash, checking whether the people are safe in the car when the accident happens. Okay, was it there? Previously, did you have that big dashboards in a car where the software was there, GPS tracking was there? Okay, all the entertainment system was there previously? No, right? So how this is possible? Because everywhere a DevOps is required. Everywhere DevOps is required. So that means previously whatever the challenges were there, okay, no proper testing, no proper monitoring, okay, no proper feedback. Now you see, customers, every product, okay, it's not only one product, every product requires DevOps. Why you require DevOps? Now you'll assume, what is there inside a car to DevOps? Have you seen any car who is any company who's selling a car has its own website? Are you seeing? They are maintaining now their websites. Okay, it is not that simply you go to a showroom and get the car. First, people will verify in the website. So you can order or book your car in the website related. That is also possible. You can connect to the customers via website. You get the feedback for the customers, and whatever the company is there, they're getting directly feedback from the customer now. Okay, they're getting directly feedback for the customer. This has become very important nowadays. Without feedback you can't build it. Okay, companies taking the feedback from the customers. Okay, they're asking that feedback, how is the product, okay, is it building properly. Previously this feedback was not there. Okay, this customer feedback was not in place. Okay, okay, feedback not in place. Okay, not in place. So customer was not happy. Whatever product is to buy, he want a quality product, right? So now just take an example of this router. If you're just building, raising in the market, and in the market is not fitting, customer is coming with all the issues. Customer is coming with the issues. Okay, customer is coming with the issues. So do you think tomorrow again the customer will bring some more customers? So how the company grows? Customer will grow the company. Remember always, customer makes the business. Its company might be building a product, but the customer who is buying a product, tomorrow he will refer his family, he will refer his friends, he will refer his colleagues. Okay, and if you see any company, if you buy a product online, they are giving this reviews. They're asking for reviews. They're asking for reviews and feedback. Why? This review and feedback they're asking every time. Why? Because new customer will see, right? Any other new customer will see the reviews and the feedbacks, and then he will buy the product. Okay, this has become important nowadays, because that is where the feedback is important. Everywhere feedback is important. Based on this feedback only, a new customer will come and buy the product. If this customer gives a bad feedback, no one will buy this product. Will you buy a product if your relatives are saying, see, you, let's suppose you buy a router today, you buy a geo router, and they will ask you feedback. You buy a new geo connection, right? How it is working? Is it working good? Are you facing internet issues? Are you seeing how good the speed is there? All that information they'll ask. If you give one back feedback, that they will just think 10 times to go to Geo. Even if they are providing a good discount, they'll think 10 times to buy this Geo router. Why? Because there are some issues. There are some issues. So customer feedback is very important. Customer feedback is which was not there previously in the build and release, which was not there. Simply building a product, testing a product, releasing in the market. Customer was coming with the issues, resolving that issues, sending him back again. But if this is lifelong, it is happening, company will never build, right? This company who is building the routers will never succeed in the market, never get a good customers in the market. To avoid, okay, these are all the problems in your build and release. So what are requirement gathering phase we have? Okay, let's now see. We understood that build and release is simple concept. They're building a product, they're releasing the market, they know proper testing, no proper feedback, they're not monitoring the product properly. All these things were not there properly. Okay, so now come back. What all things we have let me note it down quickly, so that we'll come to DevOps, how DevOps made an impact here. Okay, how DevOps made an impact. So design. Okay, design phase is important. Like, first is requirement, second is design of the e-commerce website. Okay, what is the design? Then comes your third one. Okay, your code and build. Code and build. Code and build. Code and build. Okay, so code and build, and then you had your testing phase. First we'll have a deployment phase, then we'll go to your testing phase, because we have to put that product in some location so that we can test it, that product, right? So then you have a testing phase. Okay, then you have, finally you get a maintenance. Maintenance means if you go in the live environment, we'll be starting maintaining that website. Okay, we'll be starting maintaining that website. Okay, so these are the required, these are the phases which previously people used to manage. So very first is what? Your requirement gathering phase. In this phase, what will do? People will get this, the product team will come into picture. Okay, this team will gather the requirement, all the details, like how much the infrastructure required. Okay, this will gather all the details, right? So this will gather all the details. Okay, what is your, okay, in requirement phase, what do you require, okay. So it will gather what is the requirement of a customer, okay, how much people are going to log in that website, okay, how many people log into website, okay, all that things like what infrastructure is required, okay, what the customer is going to pay to the company, right, all that budget and everything, right, your budget, okay, okay, uh, the client, okay, client requirement for features, okay, for that features, okay, cloud requirements for your features, what are the features they want in the website, okay, all that things, right. So features, then the infrastructure, okay, how much the uh, infrastructure is required, all etc thing, this gathering phase will be done. This is important phase, okay. If this is gone wrong, then complete product is gone wrong, okay. That is the reason they are hiring professional just who require this one, okay. And then comes the design phase. In this design phase, they'll give a proper design, okay. They'll give a proper design to a product, they'll give a proper design to a product, okay. What should be the design in the design phase, they'll be see, okay. Well, if they are building a e-commerce website, if they're building a e-commerce website, okay, if they're building a e-commerce website, so for the e-commerce, okay, for this e-commerce, what should be the, okay, look and feel, okay, look and what is the look and, okay, what should be the, let's, I'll put it in the front end mean development part, okay, front website part, what should be website part, what, how the backend design should be happen, how your db design should happen, okay, and how your infrastructure designing should be happening, like means it's not only design in a sense giving a coloring or something, it's a design phase of your, it's a design phase of your complete product design phase will come here, okay, complete product design phase will come here. So all the e-commerce website related front end, back end, okay, front end, this is your back end, okay, backend, that means your java coding, how your coding will be there, what standards of coding, like all the designs will be happen here. And finally code and build, okay, once the requirement gathering is done, so development teams, okay, here is where development team will be working, development team will be working, and they'll be getting all the details, development team will be working, and all the things will be starting from here, okay, all the things will be starting from here, what is the requirement of the development and everything, right, code and build, so everything will be starting here. So here also, okay, here all the development which will come, they will start working, and finally our work starts here, our work starts with the deployment work, okay. Here the deployment will happen, that means launching a website stage will come. So once the code is deployed, we'll launch website, okay. So we'll launch okay, launch the website, okay. Here only the building part will happen, development part and building part both will happen here only. So building the code, okay, and getting the final, okay, final product will bring it here only, all the final product will come here only, and they'll be starting working on it, okay. And then launch deployment phase is your launching a e-commerce website, okay, launching e-commerce website with proper good infrastructure, okay, launching website with infrastructure, okay, because infrastructure meaning what, your cpu, memory, ram, your hard disk, your servers, all that servers is required to deploy. And finally testing will come, okay, finally testing will come, because once the deployment happens, okay, we need to test it before we goes it live, okay. So testing phase, okay, testing phase is like your quality checks, QA checks, QA analysis checks will happen here. So how the website is, the website logging, okay. When I log in, what kind of error I'm getting. When I log out, so when I make a product order, okay, what will happen? When I order a product, what will happen? So when I order a product, am I getting acknowledgement? Am I getting email? Everything will be verified here. Everything will be verified. Okay. What if today 100 customers are logging in this e-commerce website? Tomorrow 1,000 customers log in. Will this website crash? All that things testing will be done here, all the testing will be done here. Based on that, this will work here, okay, this will work here. So so now, and then finally maintenance state means, this means this is going live, this is going live, okay, this is going live. Here live environment will come, that means in the production live environment, where end users will start using. But here in the build and release, I told you, right, this way all the things people has to work, okay, all the things people has to work in the same thing will come to devops, same thing will come to devops. Let's come one by one. So in the build and release, I explained you here what happened, building phase, testing phase, releasing phase. So testing was not that proper here, testing was not that proper, okay. Development team had no good checks, okay, no good checks. Why? Why the build and release had this problem? Okay, because build and release was working in the a, a model called, okay, waterfall model. Okay, this was working in a waterfall model. So what was happening in build and release, once agree, so they used to assign some timeline here. So requirement phase, for requirement phase they were assigning some timelines, saying that this, for this requirement says, okay, for this requirement phase, okay, they'll assign some 2 months of time. So this waterfall model is what, this waterfall model, okay, 2 months of time for the requirement. So waterfall model is what, a waterfall model is a step by step sequential model. Okay, this is why step by step process. That means you will work in a one direction model. Okay, step by step you will work in step by step model. Step by step model you will be working here in the waterfall model is step by step model, which is a sequential model. You will work in proper sequence, a sequential model where you work a waterfall model. Okay, this is a very old model of software development. Okay, software development, this is a very old model. So in this software development life cycle, this waterfall model was used, where requirement gather was given 2 months. Okay, design was given, okay, design will be given some 1 month of time. Okay, and then development will given some, okay, development of the code is very big, so this will be given some, okay, 6 months of time. Okay, where it is going, 6 months of time. Okay, 6 months of time. Then your deployment, okay, deploying this was given some 1 month of time, because it's not just deploying the website, your infrastructure setup has to be done, all that things has to be done here. Okay, so this was given some 2 months of time. Okay, and then finally your quality checks, these people also giving good amount of time, because this is important. So this was given
Hello.
1 month of time. Okay, this
Hello.
was given 1 month of time. So all these things were given here. Okay, now you'll be bothering where my DevOps tool will fit, what my DevOps will come back to the DevOps tool in just a minute. And then live environment, one is goes to customer and is to take the feedback. We have to take a feedback of here. So here one feedback will come. Okay, definitely there should be one feedback which has to be taken from the, client. Okay, one feedback has to be taken at the testing level. People has to take a feedback from the, okay, people have to take a feedback from your client who has requested this one, right? One feedback will come from the client. Okay, whether he is happy or not, whether he is happy or not, one client feedback is required. Okay, client feedback is required here. So now, so what will happen here? Okay, client feedback. So now come back to the real time scenario, what will happen. So we are building a e-commerce website, requirement gather frame, went step by step model. So once 2 months are done, then it comes to this month, again they can't revert back to this month, again they can revert back to this, they can't revert back to your, they can
Hello.
revert back to your requirement phase. So this is waterfall model, right? Step by step process will in build and release, step by step process was happen. First requirement gathering, design phase is done, completed, coding phase is done. Okay, deployment is done, testing is done. At this level, if customer says no, I need to add some more gathering phase, it is not possible, because this is waterfall model. Step by step model is this. Okay, sequential order it will go, in a step by step it will go, it will not revert it back. There is no proper revert back to this waterfall model. The design was like that. Previously the model was, building a model was like that. First the requirement gathering phase is done, design is done, code is done, deployment is done. And here when they start testing it and they verify everything, they'll show a demo to a client whether it is working properly or not. Okay, everything is working fine, but the customer client says, I feel like there should be some more features added, some more improvement done here, but it is not possible in waterfall model. So here there were two drawbacks. One, customer was not happy. If something doesn't feel, look or good, customers were not happy. And if customer says I want to rework it, company will not accept, because already they have spent 2 months, 10 months here, 6 months here, right? All these things they have spent it here. Again it will be a rework to start with gathering phase, design it phase, code it, build, deployment it, again infrastructure changes will build. So all these things were very difficult tasks. Now all these things were difficult tasks for a company as well, right? And also initially they've fixed a budget here, initially they have fixed a budget here, right? So this budget, now customer will also not change, customer will also not change, customer will say, this client will say, already I gave so much of budget, and if we need to start it again, company is asking some amount, because if if a developer is working 6 months, again he has to put some 1 month or 2 months of effort, right? Here everything is, company has to use the infrastructure, everything, right? So again some work is there, some cost is incurred, but this client says I will not give any amount, but I want the requirement fee, I want the changes in my website. So two side the problem with the company was facing a problem, client was facing a problem. Client was not happy with the features, he wanted to some improve some features, and company says if I want to improve a feature, client has to give some amount, because company has to spend some amount of time, engineer has to work, business team has to gather the design, okay, QA team has to test, okay, operation team has to deploy all these things, right? So everything should go live. So this was a drawback of your build and release. So previously what has to happen, people were building it, testing it, releasing it, okay. So this was one problem. This is how it was, sampling was even, no proper checks were there, okay. Infrastructure management was not very poor, okay, coding was done, but enhanced level of coding, because these people is developing a code, but who is verifying that code, who is verifying that he's testing it, but there should be some other tools who should verify this, right? So that tools were not there in the picture. So this was a drawback, like at the customer side it was a drawback, at the company side it was a drawback, okay. Customers was facing a challenge, company was facing a challenge, okay. Business was not getting that much amount, okay. So to avoid all this, people brought a process called collaboration. And also, whatever year the website is launched, this website information was not shared properly for a DevOps engineer. Simply he was given that code, he was to say that build this code and get that website output and launch it, okay. So no proper collaboration between team as well, testing was not having proper knowledge, they were working on some information shared by developer and they working, but there was no proper collaboration between teams. This were all the drawbacks in this build and release. So then they brought a process of DevOps, where they thought, why don't this DevOps, okay, this deploy your operation team and your QA team collaborate with each other, understand each other what they are working, and then start the building. So same website, now these people will be building it here. Same website, these people will be doing here, okay, with all the life cycle goals, with all the life cycle goals, okay, with all the life cycle goals, these people will be building it here, building it here. So what advantage will get it here? Let's see here. What advantage will get it here? Okay, what advantage will get it here? So what model it is going to build and what advantage we're going to get it here? Any questions, guys? Till the build and release. Any questions you have? Okay, I'll come back. I'll attach the tools now. Where which all tools DevOps tools will be using, because your DevOps tools are running behind this only. Behind this only.
Hello.
I'll show you where the
Hello.
DevOps tool, each and every DevOps tool will fit here. Okay, I'll show you that one. Any queries, guys? Any queries? Happy to answer your queries.
Yeah, hi sir.
Okay, happy to answer. So same thing. Now it will come in the DevOps. Same thing. It will come in the
Hello.
DevOps.
Hello.
Same thing. It will come in the DevOps.
Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Okay. Same thing. It will come in the DevOps. Okay. So here also same thing. Okay, same thing will happen, but this is not like 2 months you're working, okay, 2 months you're working or something, it's fine. Okay, let's assume the same thing. What we are building a e-commerce website here, okay, in the DevOps phase, you know, they brought a DevOps process now. So this DevOps process, okay, here also these people are building all these products and everything, okay. So what additional features are DevOps is providing? Let's see what additional features. So DevOps working agile model, DevOps working agile model, okay. In this agile model, what happens? Let's suppose first we started requirement gathering phase, then we started this design phase, then we started coding phase, okay, then we started deployment phase, and we came to testing now, we came to testing now. So what will happen? Let's suppose we came to testing. Now the client feedback, we have to take a client feedback, okay, we started working the client feedback, okay, and this client says there are some changes, okay. At this client feedback stage, he says there are some changes. At the client feedback stage, it says there are some changes, okay, there are some changes, okay. So in this situation, client will say I want to change something in this website feel and look, okay. So what we will do here, this agile phase, what it does, it will stop it. If in case it feels something is wrong in the development phase, it will stop it here, it will go back and start with agile. So this works in iteration model. This works in iteration model. It doesn't work in the month wise model that complete requirement is started, okay, and then 1 month complete for development. It doesn't work. It works in the iterative method. Okay, agile model works in the iterative method. Okay, so iterative method, it says iteration wise iteration. We will start the iteration wise. Okay, iteration. Okay, that means it will take every one iteration for one build, complete end-to-end build it will do. So first it will gather the requirement for some time, design it, that means start the code and build. Okay, and tomorrow customer might have forgot some details about the requirement gathering. He will share few more details after 1 month. They will gather the details. They'll stop the development here. Again they'll go back to requirement phase. They'll start the designing. They'll start the code and build. Tomorrow they'll start deploying the launching the website. And while launching the websites are failing. Again they will go back, verify the requirements, gathering code, and they'll come back here. So every iteration they'll start it here. Otherwise they feel requirement and gathering both are good. Code will be developed again. They will start the deployment and the testing. At the testing phase they'll take a requirement from feedback from the client, and client will say everything is good or not. If he is very happy, we'll proceed for the live environment. If he is not happy and he requires some other things to be added, okay, this agile methodology will accept that changes. And here the benefit is what, if the client is changing something, client has to pay, because they will not fix much budget here. They will leave the budget as it is, because they will have some idea of budget, but at the end they will pick up everything. What are the changes they have done, each and changes they will gather, and each and every amount they will take it from customer. So customer is getting the satisfaction of building a quality product. Okay, and also the company is getting the benefit of the amount. So both are getting, but here it was not there. Here your people, 1 or 2 months they're spending it here. Again if they go on back, company should get some amount to work on that from the client. Client was not giving, but here it was that, because client was having that amount, company was working on this model, agile model. So people brought this DevOps agile model in the system, where system. And also here development team will give a proper explanation why this is building, and we'll be building an infrastructure, what are the code they're building. Testing will do a proper testing and have a proper collaboration with developers, dev and this one. Okay, and after this, once it goes live environment, what we're doing here is there are few more things coming into market. Few more things coming into market, which is your most important nowadays, is your okay, is your monitoring. You're monitoring. Okay, monitoring the live environment. Why monitoring is very important? If you see, take an example of this router only. You come to your geo customer, okay, you come to your geo customer. So today Airtel rush customer router, let's suppose your geo is not working for some reason. Okay, your geo is not working for some reason. Okay, geo is not working for some reason. So you call a customer care and you say that my router is not working. Okay, could you please help me with fixing this? Okay, what this customer will say, sir, please restart. For the first time you restart it, if it doesn't work, I'll restart, I'll be online only, and I'll help you here. You'll say, I restarted multiple, it is not working. He will say, let me restart it from my side, I'm monitoring your router. So these people are monitoring each and every device. So the proper monitoring should happen. It's not only the live environment, it's not only the website which we are launching we have to monitor, it's also the product which we are selling. Today everything, each and every product has a proper GPS tracking and everything, right? Most of the products we are getting that one. Okay, everything is getting tracked, everything is getting tracked. Okay, how your computer, you buy a laptop, right? How you're getting this antivirus email notifications here, Windows notifications are coming. How this is getting tracked? Because everything is getting monitored, tracked, everything is getting monitored, tracked, and everything is happening nowadays, which is important nowadays. So monitoring is important, as it's not only managing a website, everything is getting monitored, everything is getting monitored. Okay, second is, most important is feedback. Most important is feedback. Okay, feedback is important. Now I say, if you say any webs, any, you go to any of the net banking, you go to any of the net banking, and you see at the end it will ask you 5 star. It will ask you 5 star. Why it is asking 5 star? Because that is a feedback. It is checking that are you satisfied or not, are you satisfied or not? And finally, most important is your improvement. Based on the feedback, we have to improve the product. Today you released one version, tomorrow you have released one more product version with some new features. Okay, will you buy that Nokia own fold, or will you buy today's Samsung or iPhone and everything? So no one is, why the company is going down? Because it is not upgrading. Company is going down because company is not upgrading, not taking proper feedbacks. Why your Airtel and your Jio is working fine? Okay, why Airtel and Jio is working fine? So see, that market is very Important. Market is very important. The quality is important. Testing the quality is important. Maintenance the live environment should be 24 by 7. Today you see Amazon website is 24 by 7. Why 24 by 7? How it is 24 by 7? Who is managing the website? DevOps engineer is managing. Understand the requirement. Okay, DevOps engineer is managing the requirement. Okay, how it is doing monitoring? We are not doing monitoring jobs. We are setting this monitoring things. Okay, do you think people can sit and monitor the system 24 by 7? No, we require each and every tool for that. So behind this everything, there are some tools associated behind everything. Each and requirement gathering phase, there are some tools. So requirement gathering phase, we have your ticketing tools. Okay, people will gather, business team will gather, and they will create tickets for this developers. Okay, and this development tools, you have your Java and everything. So here it's not that developer is writing a code. Okay, developer is writing a code. Only writing a code will not help, right? Building that code, thousands of line of code is written, you require some tools. So here you'll get a tools like your Maven. Okay, Maven tool will come here, Maven tool will come here. Okay, Maven is tool which will do the build and things. Okay, so it's not Maven, like many tools are there. Maven is one tool which we are going to use. Okay, then you have launching your website, like deployment part. Okay, there are different deployment tools which we have. Okay, we have different deployment tools which we have, like we have Jenkins is a one tool which we are going to learn. Okay, DevOps tool. Then we have in the code and build, for maintaining the code we require what? GitHub. Git tool is there, GitHub tool is there. Okay, then we have a Jenkins is a deployment tool. Then we have Ansible. Okay, we have Terraform for our deployments. Okay, Terraform is there. So these all tools we are going to use. All this, that means every phase is associated with one tool. So you need to understand this phase. Understanding this phase is important because every phase is associated with one tool. Okay, and then testing. In testing also, it's not only testing that QA people are testing. We have some testing tools here. Okay, we have Sonar Cube quality check for this code written by developer. Some Sonar Cube tool is there. Okay, and there are some QA team tools, like you have that unit level testing. Unit level testing is there. Okay, then this people will have Selenium. Okay, this is used by QA team. We are not using. Our tool is what? Sonar Cube. Quality check is very important. Okay, and they have maintenance at the live environment. You require different tools. Okay, then also in the deployment phase we'll have what? Your Docker Kubernetes. Okay, Docker and Kubernetes will come into picture. Okay, Docker and Kubernetes. So all these things will come into picture here. Okay, Docker Kubernetes will come into picture. So everything, each and every phase has this one. Okay, monitoring, you have a monitoring tools. Okay, and it goes to live environment, you require some infrastructure, like your cloud infrastructure is required. Okay, when you go, your Azure is required, or your AWS is required, your your GCP, any one of the cloud is required. Then your monitoring tools. Okay, you have different monitoring tools nowadays. Okay, it's not only Nagios, it's not only one tool which is market is releasing in Nagios. There are different tools for monitoring, logging. Okay, your ELK stack is there. Okay, ELK ELK stack is there. Okay, your monitoring tools like Grafana. Okay, your Grafana tool is there. Okay, your Prometheus tool is there. This tool is there. Okay, and there are different exporters are available in these tools, right? And few more cloud monitorings are there. Okay, cloud monitorings are there. So all these tools are coming to picture. Okay, and then feedback, they use some Google forms and everything. That is done by productive. We don't use it. That is done by productive. Okay, and improvement is what? Because today if you're releasing one version, what are the based on feedback and based on improvements of new feature, you have to build a new product. If this is not happening in a company, any product will not sell. It's not only e-commerce. If you see today's cars in automobile, lot of features are coming. Will you buy the older car? There's no dodge, there's no dashboard, there's no steering controls, there's no 360-degree cameras. It's not only one phase, right? Every phase this DevOps is required. Okay, it's not one industry, every industry requires. You require every industry. So if you list down that industries, okay, this page will not be sufficient where all DevOps is fitting. Now DevOps is fitting, so it's not only one industry, every industry is coming here. Okay, your automobile industry is coming. Okay, just think your automobile. Okay, automobile industry. Automobile means your vehicles, whatever vehicles are getting sale, all that automobile industry is using DevOps. Why? Because website is important. Maintaining website is important. Inside the 360-degree cameras, all the softwares are being used. So the proper testing should happen. Proper testing is because today if you sell a car, same way, just imagine with a car, this is the router. In place of router, just you say you're building a car. Okay, you're releasing the market, no proper testing in a sense, car is not tested properly. It is whether it will go 100 kilometers or after 1000 kilometers it will stop it, or the today you see EV. Okay, after running for a longer time, EV is getting burned, the car is getting burned, or some fire is getting out of that car. So all the testing should happen. Customer should never come with the bad. Customer, when you release this in the live environment, customer should never come and say that I am facing this issue. Why don't you think as a customer? Because we don't know, right? When you give a smartphone to a customer, okay, you give a smartphone, you simply give a smartphone to a person who doesn't have much knowledge. What will happen? He can click any button, right? You have a smartphone, he can open and click any button, and if that button is not working properly, what he will think? The product is not working, because he is not knowledgeable. But his mindset is like that if he's getting one product, he's clicking any button, it should work. If it is not working properly, then his mindset will say this product is not working properly, and he'll give a bad feedback to the other people saying it is not working. So why don't you think as a end user? When it goes in the live environment, why you think don't you think in the end user? And why don't this QA people, this DevOps people? And you can also do some level of testing, right? Let's suppose you launched a website. Okay, you launched a website with your tools, and now you can log in and check whether login is working or not. You can check whether all the buttons are properly. That also basic level testing you can also do, right? It's not only QA job, you can also do here. So basic level of testing, because you are launching it, right? So whatever you launched it, whether your tools are working properly, that level of testing also you have to do it. So everything should be done for building a product. It is not just a responsibility of a individual team. That is where DevOps came, which says DevOps is a practice for building operations and your development team together to work our entire product of the life cycle and building a product. Now it fulfills your definition, right? So DevOps is a practice. This is a practice, complete practice we are doing using a proper life cycle for building a product, where operation teams and your development teams are working together for building the entire product. This is called your waterfall model, agile model, which company was previously build and release was there. Previously DevOps was a build and release, now they called it a DevOps. And that's the reason people are running behind this tool, which has all these tools like your Jenkins, Ansible, Terraform, Docker, Sonar Cube, okay, and your Prometheus, everything is here. All these tools have been used. Okay. Any clarity here, guys? I'll stop it here. And it's not only one industry, automobile, your insurance. Are you seeing today? Insurance guy is coming to your home and selling insurance. You're buying insurance online, every website. You see your milk bus, okay? You see your big basket. Vegetables are stored online. Big basket, okay? Big basket. Vegetables are stored online. Big basket is here, okay? It's not one company, right? Any industries. It's your okay, your food industry is also depend on here, okay. And then what else you have? Your medical, okay, that means your financial institutes, okay, your medical, uh, that means your pharmacy, right? Pharma, okay, pharma industries, okay. Pharma industry is also selling your products online. So who will manage the website? DevOps engineer. Who is managing infrastructure behind that? Okay, who is managing the Azure clouds and everything? DevOps engineer. So every place a DevOps engineer is required. Understand, it's not only one location. Your financial, okay, financial institutes, financial institutes. What is the financial institute? Your banking sector, right? All your banking sector requires this one. Banking sector requires, because you have a net banking, proper net banking. You open SBI thing, right? Who will managing the load on the SBI? How many customers are logging? We don't know, right? So who is managing infrastructure? Infrastructure is what? Your servers, where your deployments happen. Who manages? Your DevOps engineer manage. So it's not only one industry. Everywhere it is used. Your net banking, your insurance, even your today your milk, all your milk is selling, right? Milk basket is coming. To manage that website, who required? A DevOps engineer is required. Okay, to manage that website, who is required? DevOps engineer is required. So market is booming. Understand, each and every product, your food, your market, okay, your clothes, okay, your clothes and everything also sold online now. So who is managing these websites? Any, your Amazon, your Flipkart, all these shopping carts, right? Shopping, all your shopping websites, who is managing this? Behind this, who is sitting? Who is managing infrastructure? Who is managing these tools? DevOps engineer. That's the reason today market is used. DevOps is used in many places. It's not only one places, many places. Okay, proper feedback is important. Forward improvement is improvement. Everything is done with the help of this DevOps process, and behind this DevOps process we have all these tools. Okay, all these tools. Any questions, guys? I'll take a pause here. Any questions? Okay, we'll come back to the tools. I'll give you a good end-to-end flow of the tools, one good architecture diagram, the real time how it is used. I'll show you that. Okay, any questions till here? Happy to answer. Okay, happy to answer. Happy to answer.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, sir.
I told you, right, previously, it's not only one industry, software industry. It's in, so this traditional development of a car manufacturing, how it was happened, all the spare parts were built from the engineer. There was an engineer who was building the spare parts, and there was a operation guy who was fixing this car spare parts. One guy was manufacturing building all these spare parts, and what will happen, operation guy was attaching their spare parts and doing a sample testing and releasing the market. So what was happening,
Someone is
customer was
asking
coming
question.
with the car issues. Now after going 100 kilometers, car is stopping. Okay, and some oil is getting leaked. Okay, or some dashboard or something is not working. So all that issues were there previously, but today if you see your car, how the car is getting tested, off-road testing, it is going inside the water, they're sitting inside the mud, they're putting all over the India, they're putting crash tests is happening. Okay, they're putting the 360-degree cameras. So each and every feature is tested. If you want to release a car, they're not releasing the car immediately, they're taking time, because they're building the car with the quality. It's not only that, right? What if you dash the car, what will happen? Will the customer face any issue? Will there any major accident, people will die? Only how many airbags are required? Okay, the sensors of the car, parking sensors, everything is, right, software is involved now. In complete mechanical also your software is getting involved. Okay, so every place, even in your Benz showrooms, like Benz showroom, Benz companies also, you get your jobs of DevOps engineers. It's not only one industry. That's the reason people are running behind DevOps. Understand where all DevOps, your milk basket today, you're buying your milk. Okay, you're ordering a milk online. Previously a person who is selling the milk was coming to the doorstep giving the milk, but today you go to website and online it. Your shopping cart, each and every Amazon websites, right, required. So just open your Amazon website, right? So just see here. Okay, it's Amazon website. So do you think, is it that how this Amazon website is running 24 by 7? How this website is running 24 by 7? Okay, how this website is running 24 by 7, and you see whenever this big billion sale at 12 o'clock, you see how this website is getting changed. Who is changing this website? This all are getting changed by a DevOps engineers technologies. The tools and tools which are using here, all these tools, right, which are we are using here. Okay, all the tools which are using here is getting hung. Okay, tools, so your Kubernetes tools, okay, your Docker tools, everything is running behind this website. Okay, and you just search what Amazon is using, which companies are using DevOps tools, just say hit it here, which all companies are using DevOps. Amazon is the first who is using DevOps tools. That means your complete website is running with the DevOps tools. Your deployment is happening with these tools, your rollbacks is happening with the tools. Okay, your infrastructure is maintaining on the cloud. Who is maintaining on the cloud? DevOps engineers maintaining on the cloud. So it's not one companies. Okay, which companies are the best for DevOps? See all these companies which are using, right? TCS is using, your Netflix is using, your Amazon is using. Okay, each and every which industry uses. Okay, all these industries are using your DevOps. So just understand, go and research, okay, in the internet, which all companies are using, how many opportunities you have today, how many opportunities you have today, what is the salary you're getting for the DevOps. Okay, for the DevOps. So understand that and then proceed further. Okay, then proceed further. So now let's move on from here. Okay, so dev and ops working together. Okay, if they work together, feature delivery stability becomes sharing goals. So that means if both these teams, all these teams which are working here, if they work together, so for building this product, it will be easy product. So the customer who was coming with issue, now the customer will not come with any issue, because in the front hand only In the testing phase only we are catching all the errors, what kind of a people mind will be there, what he is going to use, how he going to use, all that things will be coming. If tomorrow he use something use different, he's facing issue, we'll ask a feedback. Whenever you log in a website, you log out that, okay, log out of your net banking, it will ask you 5 stars. Your Zomato, it is asking 5 stars for your food rating. Why? To improve the quality, to improve the quality, that is important. Okay, improve the quality, that is important. So now come
Hello,
back.
hello, hello.
Okay, so now I told you DevOps practice, right? Bringing all together. So these are the three teams. Okay, business team, dev team, and this dev only will have QA team and the operation teams. Okay, so now also see this, why they have kept this. Have you ever seen the dev and ops? Every time in keeping dev and ops as dev as capital, op as capital, because industry is demanding today a operation engineer called DevOps engineer. It's not only a development team. People will say Java is evergreen, Java is evergreen. Java is evergreen when you're building for the development for the first time. Okay, when you build this website for the first time, and you have some importance of front end developer, Java developer, if you want to build one feature. But lifelong, today if today what will happen? Okay, today what will happen, let's suppose in this customers, when Amazon started, they started some with 100 customers were logging into machine, and today 1,000 people are logging. Who is will manage their infrastructure behind this? Behind this launching this, running this website and everything, you require some servers, some CPUs required, some memory is required, some tools are required. Who is running these tools? How this website is 24 by 7 up? How this website 24 by 7 up? Who is maintaining this website? So all these things work will come to a DevOps engineer. It's not only creating a website and launching. Now this maintenance, when we say maintenance, all these clouds, okay, as soon as the population increases, the load on the website increases. Because take an example of your what take an example of your WhatsApp, your Instagram. Today early morning we get up, when we see our WhatsApp, our Instagram, okay, a Snapchat, a link, our what we say, few more websites we have read, social websites, we'll be seeing that websites. So why people are running bad than websites? Because you see today YouTube. Do you think YouTube, how this YouTube is running? This YouTube, when you open this YouTube, okay, you open this YouTube, so what is happening, right? You open this YouTube, okay, this YouTube, you open it. So how these videos, these many videos are stored? Where are these videos stored? Who is storing these videos? How the videos are stored? This one videos is 11 GB, okay, one videos is 11 GB. How these videos are getting stored? How people are getting this one? It's not only this one, your Prime, Amazon Prime, open this Amazon Prime, or your any of your, okay, your Netflix, so many, okay, so many movies, how it is getting stored? How this website is 24 by 7 up? Who is maintaining this website? So this complete websites are managed by, okay, this complete websites are managed Netflix. Okay, it may be
Hello,
Netflix, it may be any website.
Hello.
Who is managing all this website? How these movies are getting stored? This is getting
hello,
stored because behind this cloud is
hello.
managed. Cloud is important nowadays. Because do you
Am I
think
audible or
in your
not?
WhatsApp, your Instagram, all
Yes,
your
Yes,
sir.
reels,
you're audible.
Instagram reels and WhatsApp, where is the
But
data? Is
where
it in your smartphone? Do you think it's in your
train is
smartphone?
not responding?
Is there a smartphone
No,
that
not at
capable of
all. Yeah.
storing this many YouTube videos and everything? No, right? So to manage this YouTube
Hello.
also you require a cloud.
You connected
That
on
Yeah,
cloud is
hello.
mobile? Hello.
nothing but
Connected
which
through
you're
mobile?
going to learn. It can be a AWS, Azure, and cloud. All the three clouds are same. Both are providing infrastructure. Okay, so some different features. That's it. But
You
cloud
guys
is
are listening
important
my
in the
words,
market.
but
Cloud
why
is
the
important.
training is not
So
listening?
cloud knowledge. So just understand the market. It's not only
Yes, we are able
what
to listen your
DevOps.
voice, but
Okay,
he's not
along with
listening.
DevOps, people are asking cloud. So see which all companies are
Yeah.
using your Azure. Okay, where all people are using Azure. Okay, where are people? Flipkart is using Azure. Your Netflix is trying to use Azure. Okay, all these people are using cloud, moving to cloud. Okay, people are moving to cloud, running by cloud, because all your data is stored there. Okay, you can't store these many old movies. Even if I am not born, even the date which I have not born, before I born, all the older movies are stored here now. Okay, people are getting these movies. How they're getting? Because of the cloud. Who is maintaining this website? This maintains website with DevOps tools. Okay, tomorrow this Netflix guy has to release some discount pages here. He has to change this website, give a discount. And just imagine your big billion sale of your Amazon. These many products, right? These many products are there here. If you click on the Amazon home page, this will go to Prime. No, Amazon home page. If you're seeing this Amazon home page, so what will happen? This Amazon home page today, this is the actual price they're selling. Okay, tomorrow they want to sell some discounted price here. How this website is getting changed? They give a timer here. At 12 o'clock, website is going to, they'll send, put one timer here, and the timer will be running here at this corner or in the middle. And what will happen? Exactly at 12 o'clock, website is getting changed. Do you think is it possible? How it is possible? Because of your DevOps tools. Because of your DevOps tools. Everywhere DevOps tools are used. Okay. Behind this changing your Kubernetes and Dockers, lightweight applications which are deploying within fraction of seconds, and 24 by 7 website is online. Have you seen every time anytime Amazon website going down even a fraction of seconds? No, it will never go down. Why? Because we are using that strong DevOps technologies here. Okay, and strong cloud is there which is handling your YouTube. We do, it's not only people are YouTube channels putting these videos. You can create your own channels and people can upload n number of videos here. How that storage is handling, how that infrastructure is scaling, how the infrastructure is scaling, how they are maintaining the infrastructure, who is maintaining. Even in the YouTube also you'll get a DevOps engineer jobs, you'll get a Netflix company, you'll get a jobs, Prime you'll get a jobs, in this company where this Amazon people as a managing this Prime, you get a job. So every companies you have a job. It's not only that. Open your any of the car website. Okay, go and open your car website, right? Okay, okay, just open your Maruti. Okay, okay, Maruti Suzuki, and open your Maruti Suzuki car. And today you can buy or order your car or check the car website, the features and everything, right? From this, okay, from this website only. Okay, it will ask your details and everything, right? All the videos are launched here, all the features are launched here, right? So everything is launched here. So why? Because people can see your sales are here, your services are here, everything is coming happening in the online only. Because moving, business is moving towards digital. Moving to digital, that means everything is going online nowadays. Everything will go in the future online. And to maintain this website you require a DevOps engineer now. So understand, as soon as the population grows, okay, today 2 years or 3 years born children who are not eating food, we are showing them the videos, cartoon videos, right? All your cartoon videos are playing here. Okay, you're playing your cartoon videos here. Who will maintain this many videos? Who will handle these websites? DevOps engineer tomorrow. Because just imagine 2 years guys is using this cartoon. Next 30 years he'll be addicted to this YouTube. Okay, this videos. Okay, this Instagram. Take an example of Instagram. People in your 10 years, 8 years children are creating reels, that TikTok reels and everything, and they're putting it there. So just imagine all maintain that applications running in your phone and everything. Behind that process, maintain the quality, building that and everything, launching and running the infrastructure, maintenance, deployment, everything done by DevOps engineer. So this every product, it's not only your Instagram, your WhatsApp, your Snapchat, your Naukri.com is also a website. Behind Naukri.com is some engineers should sit who will manage the website, manage the complete the LinkedIn. Videos are uploaded in LinkedIn. Okay, people are putting the videos, people are creating the channels, people are creating that courses, etc. things people are creating there. Okay, each and every website, it's not your vegetables, okay, your big basket, okay, your DMart is creating now website. DMart is going online now. Okay, why? People are maintained. Even the DMart also will get some jobs of DevOps team, because we have to manage the infrastructure, manage the load on that. Logins has to be managed. Everything has to be managed here. So there is where people are running that. Okay. Any clarity, guys? Any clarity? Someone raised a question, right? I have some doubts. Can you please come up? Yes. Can you ask your doubts, Prasad? Sure, sure. You can raise your question, right? Please ask your
Yeah,
doubts. Come,
yes.
unmute yourself and ask your doubts.
Hello,
Okay. Let's
hello,
jump into
hello.
the real time. Okay, real time, what we have, contest integration. So this is what a basic tools you require. Prasad, are you online?
Yeah, yes.
I am not
Hello.
able to hear you.
80 minutes.
I'm
Am
unable
I
to
audible now?
hear you.
Hello, hello.
Or you can post your question. If you're not able to, your audio is not visible to, like, not hearable to me at least. I don't know others, if others are facing the same issue. Ravindra, have a question? Yes, please.
Hey, no, actually, someone is looking for the question,
Hello.
so that's the reason. Someone is looking for the question. That's the reason I raised the hand.
You can post your questions. I am not able to hear you guys.
Uh,
You can post your questions.
yeah, it's bad.
Ravindra raised a hand, but I'm unable to hear you. Uh, is it for everyone? Can someone confirm? Am I audible? Someone can confirm. Am I audible? It's audible. So Ravindra, but you're not audible. When you're speaking, it's not audible. Can we post your questions here? It's fine. It's yes, it's audible. Priyanka confirms it's audible. I am audible, but Ravindra, you're not audible. If you want to ask your questions, you're not audible. Okay, you can raise, put it here, right? I'll yeah, but your voice is not audible. Our voice is not audible to you. Priyanka, can you speak? If you said yes, right? Can you speak, or can you say like some hi? I just want to see the audio testing. Or Raghu, Rajesh, Shiva, anyone, right? Okay, why this is happening? Just a moment. Let me check that one. If any setting is there, you guys are not audible. I will check it. Let me ask someone. Yes, previously it was waterfall model, but now people are moving to when DevOps came into picture, it is agile model. When DevOps came into
Is
picture,
it
it is
audible?
going.
Is
Previously
it
it was
audible, my
waterfall
word?
model. Now DevOps is coming in the agile model. DevOps is coming in the agile model. Okay, all the DevOps. Hello. One second. One second, guys. Uh, mm,
Hi, can you hear me?
Okay, so
Hi.
you said Dev and QA team will follow waterfall model, but presently guys are also following agile. Now, previously it was waterfall model. Now companies are shifting to agile model. Companies are shifting to the agile model. Okay, no more waterfall model because I told right, customer, the client is not happy. Now the company is getting good benefit here. Okay, company is not getting good benefit. So people will run behind DevOps and Agile model, and client will be happy for changing his requirement whenever he requires before it goes live. Before it goes live, he can test everything and change the requirement. Okay, that benefit. If client changes the requirement, he need to pay some extra amount, and company will get benefit of working extra things, and also client will get benefit. So both are getting benefited here. Both are getting benefit. Okay, I check the DevOps content. I think there's some topics missing like no, no, that this king coming. Okay, till it is coming. It is not here. I need to share here. Okay, end to end. This is here. Okay, I haven't completed yet. Okay, so let's come to course content. Okay, just give me 2 minutes, guys. More 2 minutes. I'll explain one flow and then we'll proceed from there. Okay, so this is how the flow goes. Okay, here the Java developer will writing a code. Our work starts from maintaining the Git tool where the complete code is getting stored. Okay, we are the admin of this things where the code will getting stored. Proper versioning of the code. That means whoever is storing a code, whoever is updating a code, each and every track should be there because 10 developers are working. Who is changing which file? We should have a proper idea. Which line is getting changed? Which word is getting updated? Okay, what changes is doing? Everything should be tracked because complete product code is here. If this is messed up, everything is messed up. So we require a proper Git and GitHub tool here. Okay, and then Maven is what? Because developer is the person who will just write the code. If you want to execute each and every file with the Java command, it's very difficult, right? There is where Maven code will came, which will help, which will build the code automatically with the help of Maven commands, which is taking the code from the GitHub and building the code. And finally, you have your JFrog on Nexus Artifactory, which is for storing the whatever the code you're building here. Out of that, you'll get the jar file, war file, right? That you have to store it here. Okay, I'll take your questions, Prasad, in some time. Okay, I'll show you the course content, okay, and clarify the things there. Okay, and then finally you have Nexus, where you'll store whatever you're building. You have to store it here in a proper format, because every day you're building some code. That code will come in the form of jar file, war file, or some final output will come, right? That output we have to store it here. And then finally you have your finally you have your Jenkins. This is what a flexibility for a DevOps engineer. If every time we go and run some command line year and year, it's difficult for us, right, to manage these many tools, right? So we want an automation tool where we integrate all these tools and simply manage all the tools from here only. So one stop for your automation called Jenkins, which will manage all your builds, pulling the code, okay, pushing the code, then storing into the Nexus or JFrog Artifactory. Okay, this is the first layer where you're doing a build. And then second layer comes your testing. Same, a developer will push the code, Maven will build it, Jenkins will use the Maven and build that, JFrog will store the build from the Nexus. And finally, QA people, we are not working on this. This is for QA people who will be doing the unit testing, emulate Selenium. They'll be executing some test cases, and our works come here, quality check, quality code. That means whatever the code is written by a developer, what a code is written by developer, is this code quality good? Because developer is also a person, right? He don't know how good the quality of the code is. Tomorrow what different errors are going to come when things goes real time. Okay, what kind of a attack, security attacks, what kind of a hackers are going to attack this website. So with the help of this code, right? So what this coding has to be changed, what kind of a standards, what kind of a quality, what kind of standards, styles you have to use, code styles, all that things will be help of SonarQube. So we'll be installing the SonarQube and running this code, everything here, so that we'll get a report and we'll be informing a developer that this is how work. But behind this, there is some administration work. How to install this SonarQube, how to configure the SonarQube, how to create users, how to get permissions, how to create tokens. So different things are there in the SonarQube which we need to work on it. Okay, which will be working. Only the code will be managed by a developer. Rest everything will be managing. Here also everything, each and every tool, we are the admins of here. Okay, here also we are the admins. These people are only using these tools for their building the purpose. Okay, and then finally comes your deployment part. Okay, using the Jenkins and this Ansible, we can do the deployment. Using the Jenkins and this Ansible, we can perform the deployments. Okay, because take an example, if you have to install one tool, let's suppose you want to install one Java tool. Okay, Java is one tool which you want to install it. Okay, one software you want to install it in 100 machines. Is it possible for a DevOps engineer to install that manually, go in 100 machines? So how many steps are involved in that? First, download the software for internet, then you put that in one server, then you install, run some install commands of Java, set the path, then verify the Java is working, verify the version is correct. All that things, the steps manually putting in the 100 servers is a difficult task for you. So that's why Ansible came into picture, which will provide some playbooks. You automate that stuff there. Okay, keep that automation level of all the steps in automation template and run one shot. 100 servers, it will go and install it. 100 servers, it will go and install it. Okay, this is the flexibility of Ansible tool. Then will come for the deployment. Then will come for your deployment, which is your okay, deployment, which is your Docker and Kubernetes. This is the advanced level of that. This is the advanced level. So there's a flexibility. If a company requires only these many tools for building a product, they will use only these many tools. That is enough for them. If a company requires some testing, they will do testing. If a company requires, okay, some deployment, huge deployments, they will use this tool. So what is why I'm saying that if the company requires only, they'll use, because there is a DevOps provides a flexibility for a company to use the tools, because these tools are not free, right? When they go enterprise version, they have to pay some license or some subscription cost. Okay, some subscription cost is required for a company, because enterprise versions, when they use an enterprise version, they require it. There's open versions as well. Company can use open version, but it will not give you that many features. That tool will not give you that many features, because Git is a company. This company has to earn some amount, right? They will have some subscription model. So there is where company has a flexibility to choose what all tools they require, and here we also have a flexibility on which all tools we have to work. We can choose whenever the company's requirement comes. Whenever you get a job profile, you'll see here all the tools will be not there. Some companies will be using some tools, some companies might be using all the tools, some company might be using some tools. Okay, that optional is here. And finally, your Docker and Kubernetes. Most advanced technologies, Docker, Kubernetes. How your Amazon website is running 24 by 7 because of this Kubernetes pod concept. Your Netflix is using this Kubernetes concept because the pods are making your website. Okay, duplication of running your application in this nodes and this pods, high availability, maintaining the high availability. Okay, that even if one system goes down, other system will respond for your website, and website will be 24 by 7 up. All this is done by the Kubernetes and Docker. Most important, just verify which all applications are running or which are live websites are running by this Kubernetes and Docker. Just put this in your internet and search it, you'll get a good answers that who are using a Kubernetes and what is the importance of this Kubernetes. Okay, and finally your end-to-end pipeline looks like the continuous planning, coding, integration, testing, deployment, and 2 3 phases will come, which is your improvement, feedback, and your monitoring. Okay, this is how it starts. This pipeline starts like this, where very first is planning. Whenever you go a company, they will assign you what tickets in the form of ServiceNow, Jira, ALM, everything. And then your code and build comes. Code and build is what? Your Apache Maven. Okay, developer will write a code in the GitHub and will be building with this code and build. And finally, you have your Jenkins as a continuous integration, where you're building continuously, you're building your products continuously, you're building your products. Okay, with the help of these tools. And finally, in your Nexus or JFrog Artifactory, you'll be storing your final artifact, whatever you build out of this code, that is built. And finally the testing will happen, and our sonar cube will be running here. And finally your deployments using Ansible. This is at the VM level. That means you are installing everything in the instance. But when it comes to your hybrid, that comes to your Kubernetes, you'll be using Kubernetes. Okay, and you'll be doing deployment. This is the advanced level, this is the basic level, this is the basic level, and this is the advanced level. We'll be doing the deployments. Okay, this is what your DevOps. This is what your DevOps is being used. Someone raised a question. Someone raised a question. Okay, I'll come to the course content. Okay, and finally we have your cloud. Okay, you have a cloud computing is what? A service which is provided at the cloud computing service is provided at the internet level. So you're using a web browser and you're getting. So what is this cloud is nothing, something not in cloud. Cloud itself is a data center. Cloud is a data center. Previously company was maintaining its own data center. Now we are running behind this cloud because infrastructure is managed. That means the hardware thing is managed by a companies like Azure, your AWS, your GCP, this kind of companies, right? So previously there was a drawback. When we maintain our own data center, on-premise data centers, we have to maintain a building, we have to maintain our locations, we have to maintain our labor, patches, upgrades, everything we have to do, cleaning work, all the maintaining electricity, internet. So some cost was incurred here. But to avoid this, all this place cost, your infrastructure services cost, everything, people are starting moving to cloud, which is cloud is also a data center, but this will be maintained by Amazon or your Azure, Microsoft people, or any of these peoples, right? These people will be maintaining. And finally, okay, and we will be just using this service over the internet, which is your web server. Over the internet we'll be using this web server as a web server. Just in the browser you'll hit your Amazon website, you'll getting your all your infrastructure in place. Instead of managing it physically, we'll be managing this cloud. What is the Azure cloud? Azure is an example of public cloud. With a public cloud, all the hardware and softwares supporting infrastructure is owned by the cloud provider. You access these services and manage using a web browser. That means over a web browser, somewhere it is location, some other location, data center is somewhere located, I'm just using at the browser level. In a browser I'm opening, I'm accessing my infrastructure in every place. Okay, and applications are launched. So these are all the services which your Azure provides. Okay, all your platform infrastructure services and everything, right? This provides in all the places. So our place falls under infrastructure. We are infrastructure guys, right? All this infrastructure will fall under our services. Okay, our services. And coming to the course content, okay. So here you have all the course. We'll be starting with the DevOps, okay. All the DevOps, we'll be learning the Linux operating systems and everything, okay. How to run the command line Linux commands and everything, okay. Then we'll be starting your Git, okay, version control Git, how to understand the Git tool. Then we're learning the Maven, okay. We'll be running some real-time scenarios of Git, okay. We'll be working on the Maven, Nexus, SonarCube, okay. Your Jenkins, in depth of your Jenkins. A DevOps engineer is required. This is the main tool in an industry where you're required to work on DevOps, okay. And then your Ansible automation. If you want to perform automation, we have kept a in-depth of automation modules, okay, in depth of these topics, okay. And then comes your Tomcat, where you'll bring a deployment where your application is running, because in this Tomcat we'll be deploying that complete code which is built, that will be deploying Tomcat, and this is an act as a web server. And finally a Docker Kubernetes, okay. We'll be learning a Docker and Kubernetes. And then finally your Terraform automation of your infrastructure. And then we'll be doing a simple project. So whatever we have done, each and everything we can integrate and do a project here, end-to-end project, we'll do it here. Finally you have your Azure, where you'll be working on the Azure infrastructure, like learning about the networks, compute, okay, your load, okay, your virtual machine set, okay, scales, okay, and DevOps services. So each and everything will be covering here. It's not that only about your few things, okay. Each and everything will be covered here, okay. Each and everything will be covered here, okay. Any clarity, guys, still? Okay, good amount of course. Each and everything is covered here, okay. We'll be learning in this Azure platform. And coming to, okay, what is a prerequisite for learning this DevOps? Basics of Linux administration, which we are already teaching in our syllabus, because today industry is asking a Linux. Mostly everywhere people are having Linux, okay. Linux, every company is using Linux because Linux is more secure, okay, more secure, and there are more companies who are providing this operating system, and a lot of different things are running this operating system, okay. Lot of applications are real-time applications are running this Linux. So Linux is mandatory nowadays, okay. And we'll be teaching this Linux full from the scratch. And anyone who is passionate about DevOps, they can learn. And programming knowledge is not mandatory for DevOps. You don't require a programmer, first of all, okay. And you have your, anyone who is a graduate, non-graduate, who is coming from medical pharma background, they can also learn this master program, okay. Only you should be passionate about learning. Don't think about your previous experience. If you have good knowledge at this, then you can easily jump into your software world using this prerequisites, okay. And finally, what is a course module? So first we'll be starting introduction to DevOps world, then we'll starting Linux administration, then we're learning the DevOps tools, then we're learning the cloud engineering, and finally I'll give you a little bit of internet guidance, okay. Your resume preparation, your self introduction, some scenario based questions, okay. How to speak in interview, all that things will be guiding you, okay. Here my thing ends. Now your questions will start from here. Any questions, happy to answer, okay. And coming to your PowerShell in this one, okay, we are using shell scripting, but if you still want a PowerShell details, I am here to help you with the PowerShell. I can show you the PowerShell commands. It's just a tool, right? Just a shell where some commands are used, okay. We'll be learning in depth of Linux, and we'll be using, oh, ARM templates also will come into picture, okay. That will also come into picture in the cloud one, okay. Any doubts, guys? Any doubts? Any doubts, please post it here, okay. Then the course content, okay. And this course will start from March 1st, okay. This will basically start from March 1st, okay. Your date will be your Wednesday, March 1st. It will starting early morning 7 o'clock, early morning 7 o'clock. This will be starting, okay. 7 will be
How many
having
days?
some
Like,
one and a half
how
hour of
many days?
session every day, okay. Morning, this is only for the morning, okay. If you want some evening or
How
something, you can reach out to the institute. You already have the details, right? They might have given you the details, so you can call to these numbers and reach out and say what is your requirement. You can call to them. They'll give you the recording of the demo also today, and all the details whatever you want, the course content, etc. things they'll provide you, okay. You can reach out to these numbers over WhatsApp or call, and they'll give providing you. Any other doubts, guys? Any other doubts apart from that? Hope I have covered most of the things in the demo, okay. We'll be learning about this each and every requirement gathering in detail, Okay, and all the tools behind this in detail. Okay, all the tools behind it. So when you say Azure, end to end things will come in Azure. It's not only one thing, end to end things will be covering in Azure. Okay, so here you need to fit to industry standard. It's not only that it's not only that I gave you one thing here. When I'm saying the data center, right, cloud versus on premise. So don't assume everything you'll get in the cloud only when you go to industry. DevOps is mandatory. Okay, for both of them, this cloud is just a infrastructure. This is just infrastructure for launching, but the actual content is where in your DevOps. So 90%, almost 80% of the weightage is your DevOps. Any industry you go, first a DevOps engineer is. So nowadays people are not hiring only specific for cloud. They require definitely a DevOps knowledge with cloud. A DevOps engineer. That's why they say a DevOps engineer should have both the knowledge. Okay, DevOps plus this. So more weightage is on DevOps. This cloud is just an infrastructure. Just one infrastructure. It is that how to manage the infrastructure and use it. So okay, all this is just infrastructure. Your CPU memory, your virtual machines, your storage, your DNS and everything. This is just infrastructure. Because tomorrow when you go to a company, they might be trying to migrate to a cloud, but still the infrastructure will be in the own data center, right? So you should still be work on the own data center, log into machine, how to run the scripts, how to run create the DevOps tools from scratch. If you only work on Azure, tomorrow you'll not get much calls, right? Why? Because Azure is getting transformed. I know Azure is booming, lot of opportunities are coming, but still, even if the company has Azure, some work, some point of like when some little bit of work will be there in this older infrastructure as well, right? You need to work here as well, right? You need to survive in the industry. That means it's not only that you should have some only in the UI part. You should have a command line as well. How to run the tool from the scratch, how to build this tool from the scratch. Everything is there in the Azure. I agree that Azure has a button system where you click the buttons, fill the details will work. But what is behind that button? When you click that button, what is running? Okay, what is running behind this button? If you click this button, what is running the button? What will happen when it fails? How do you troubleshoot that? That knowledge you should have, right, for the DevOps tools. That is where we have built this course in such a way where people will learn things from scratch. Even tomorrow what happens if some of the services in your Azure are not working? In some of the services in Azure are not working, what will happen? Still people should be able to manage their rig because there's third party vendor, right? Azure is a Microsoft company. Something goes wrong in Azure tomorrow, still this company should build its product and deliver it, right? Will you stop the product selling the product in the market? Will the company will go in the loss, right? If there's many people are tied with this, still you should work in your own environment, right? There is where we are putting effort to fit people in industry where they can survive in any condition. Tomorrow any requirement will come, you should be able to manage it. That is where we have built this course where we will be running this tool from the scratch. Okay, running this tool from the scratch. Infrastructure is fine. Okay, first DevOps came in the market, then Azure came in the market. It's not that first Azure came. We are using Azure. Okay, if you only use Azure, what product will you launch here? What tool will be used here to running in this Azure? So first you should have this knowledge, then you use this one. That makes sense. Okay, you this is fine. Automation is fine. Having an automation infrastructure is fine. But how you manage your tools here? Because when you say DevOps engineer, your weightage should be more on the DevOps engineer tools. Okay, and then learning a cloud. I'm not saying learning a cloud is not important. It is important, but our work is only till infrastructure, right? So we should manage the infrastructure only. So more weightage is what here are tools. What are the DevOps tools we have? That is more weightage. So understand that in industry, because these cloud services are a little bit costly. It is not that cheap. Don't think this cloud service is cheap, because here these people are putting complete effort of managing the complete infrastructure. Here also engineers are there who is managing this data center hardware or installing the software, predefined softwares. Okay, building this application, everything. So this cloud service is not that cheap. If the company has to buy this one, they have to pay good amount only here. Okay, how they paid here also certain amount is compared to this is less, but still they have to pay some amount, right? So if the amount also if they want to pay, they can't directly use cloud services. Accept the reality. Okay, budget is very important, because a company has to manage everything, their employees, their labors, their their licenses of the product, because there is where people will use the open source. People will use Azure, but mostly they will use open source, because if the work is done freely, why do I need to buy a license cost? Why do I need to pay so much amount to other companies? Why I don't use open source when my work is done? Okay, why, when some tools I can use open source, why do I need to run behind these Azure services? Okay, I can use the infrastructure of Azure and use the open source tools. Either way it can be, right? We can't imagine. Okay, there is where be ready for anything. Be ready for anything whichever comes in the market. Can you post the course content here? Course content will be given you over the WhatsApp. Okay, not in this channel. It will come coming you. You can reach to the institute at this number. Take a screenshot of this your phone. Reach out. It will come to your WhatsApp. It will come to your WhatsApp and your email. Okay. Mostly people are saying check your email. Okay, you might have got it, but I will post it again. Inform them to get this one. Okay, you can reach here, or your email IDs will be there with them when you registered. I'll ask them to resend this course with this recording today. Okay, you'll get both the recording and this course content. Okay,
Yeah, hi Rajesh here. So I have a question
course
like,
duration will be minimum 60 days. Minimum 60 days. I'll not say 45 days. It is not possible. 60 days I'm saying. Every day 1.5 hour. Some days will be stretching 2 hours as well. Okay. So duration will go around 70 to 70, more than like 80-90 hours it will go, I believe. In the, if I calculate in terms of hours, if 60 days I say, 30 days there will be 90 hours. Yes, minimum 90 hours we require this course. So minimum 2 months, I will not say minimum 2 months. If here and there buffer is there, I will extend 10 days more. Okay, if some buffer is there, then I'll extend 10 more days. Okay, minimum 2 months I require for
uh,
this course.
hi trainer, I have a question here. Like,
2 months. Okay,
there,
it is not that easy, because if you see, each and everything is in detail. We are learning in detail. So it is not that 45 days this course can be completed. Minimum is 2 days, maximum 2.5 months. Okay, maximum 2.5 months I'll be running this course. So I require a good amount of time, because we can't rush. We need to go slowly, right? Initially, we need to go slowly and understand the basic things. Okay, fine. Any other doubts, guys? Any other
yeah, I
doubts?
have a question here. Like, am I audible to you? Hello.
Any other queries? Okay, so understand the market, what is important. Okay, where this Azure is used, how much is used, what salaries I'm going to get for the Azure. Understand everything and then proceed. Okay, main is first, I prefer first learn this infrastructure, then go for the advanced topics. Because tomorrow if your company says I'm still migrating to Azure, I am not in Azure, okay, in that situation what will happen? You should know how to launch this Kubernetes manually as well, how to run this Docker manually, how to deploy this Tomcat manually, how to create your Jenkins pipeline, how to create your Jenkins, okay, using your build pipeline plugin, how to do this build pipeline setup, how to do the chaining of jobs, everything should you know manually. Okay, two side product doesn't run, because let's assume there are some companies who says my infrastructure is going fine, why should I use Azure? Do I need to go to cloud? Why should I go cloud until, because this cost setting up this infrastructure he spent a lot of amount. Will he throw this away? Because you see, right, tomorrow today you buy a electrical or any hardware, today you buy, tomorrow the depreciation starts. So when this person has buy 1 lakh rupees one server, okay, do you think will someone buy this one? It's difficult, right? When someone has set up so much on his own, he will be using it until he face difficulty, will not come to cloud. That is the reality. Okay, you're running a website and your website is running 100% perfectly. So will you switch that website to some other design or anything? Until you require it, you will not switch. If your business is stable, you're getting good customers, okay, you have everything, why should I switch to cloud? So be two sides, guys. Be, you should be, your technology should be diplomatic. Whenever they require DevOps, work on DevOps. When they require cloud, work on cloud. If you get both, work on both. Okay, cloud, on premise, data center, everywhere you should fit. So make yourself so flexible that company can mold it to you in anywhere, company can use it anywhere, and you can get a good salary. So tomorrow there'll be requirement, they'll say we are, you get the JD and they'll say we have Azure coming in. Okay, they might mention knowledge and Azure is enough. And once you take the interview is done, they'll say that we have our own promise. We are trying to migrate to Azure. That's why you should have a knowledge of Azure, and you should have a knowledge of your DevOps tools where you're still working on the existing work and still working on the migration area. So make yourself fit in such a way where industry can accept. Okay, it's not that I will have only a Azure knowledge, I will only have DevOps knowledge. No, both the knowledge is important for surviving in the market. Okay, it's not only with this technology. Go for any technology. Learn Java. If you learn only Java, it's enough. No, you have to learn Java. In the Java, we have core Java, advanced Java. We have your full stack development. Then you have your Spring, Hibernate, Boots. Okay, your microservices, etc. Things are there. Everything you have to learn. Everywhere the challenge is there. It's not only one place. So everywhere you go to any tool, the challenge is there. So to accept this challenge, make yourself available to learn in everything. Okay, everything. So we'll be learning from scratch, and we'll be starting this from Wednesday. Any other queries, guys? You can get a recording. If you miss a class, you'll be getting a recordings. You'll be getting the notes. You'll be getting the running notes. You'll be getting the recordings. You'll be getting the material. There'll be a material with the screenshots which we are preparing for each and every tool. Okay, each and every tool there'll be a material. Okay, you'll get a recordings. You'll get a recordings of that. Okay, fine, guys, I'm done. Any more queries? Happy to help you. Okay, thank you. I'm ending up the session if no queries. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.